What's up, everybody? Guy here with an episode of Pixel Pals with my lovely and charming Vanna White co-host, Mr. John Kaiser.
Hi, welcome to the part 2 of the game jam. I'm trying to Vanna White the the logo on the screen.
Isn't he just jovial? But anyway, this is part 2 of our movie game jam overview. We're talking about we had so many great games to talk about that we didn't get to cover in the last episode. We kind of cheated the last one. We talked about more than our top 5 in honorable mention. So we'll see how this goes because we have another top 5 that we wanted to talk about and another honorable mention. And so we've got games to talk about. So hopefully we'll mention your game. I don't know about you, John, but I tried to go for a couple games I didn't see quite as much commentary on, just to let people know that, hey, we're looking at your games too, even if you don't have a lot of feedback. So
and
we've got some good stuff.
Unfortunately, you had got sick, so we had to postpone recording this, and the results came out, and so I was trying not to let that influence me as I was going through and picking my top 5.
Yeah, blame me on this one. I got like the massive flu about a week ago, so I've been kind of ruined, and I'm sure you can still hear it in my voice. So
yeah,
I'm still alive.
Sounds like you're doing an impersonation of me.
Maybe I am.
Maybe you are.
So I led off with the top 5 last time, so let's let you lead off with the top 5 this time.
Ooh, what a novel concept. So,
Indeed.
One of the first games, actually it might have been the first game I played, and I could kick myself that I kicked it off of the top 5 list. I went back and played it again, and it's just so much fun. And that is Land Gruber. It is inspired by the scene from Die Hard where Hans Gruber is falling out a window, and you're controlling him as he's falling, and you collect coins, and you try to get extra points by hitting the car at the bottom before you hit the sidewalk.
It's kind of funny. Land Gruber sounds like a seafood platter at a diner. Have you tried our Land Gruber?
It's fresh.
It's fresh, especially when it hits the pavement.
Yeah, so it's such a fun game. You have to avoid the little fires that are in the windows, and there's birds flying by, and each time you get hurt, it just takes away the coins, so you avoid getting hit and get that high score, and you just want to keep playing it over and over again. It's like, oh, I could do better, oh, I could do better. Highly, highly recommend Land Gruber.
Yes, because you definitely want to keep those coins. That's especially relevant as you're hurtling towards your imminent demise.
Exactly. It's like,
oh no, I don't have as much money as when I started this dying trip.
Well, he was robbing Nakatomi so he could, steal the money. It's like, you might as well try to get as much on his way out as possible.
Classic Land Gruber.
Oh, totally. Such a Gruber.
So my first game was Stretch Arm Slam. I consider it as much of a stink as I raised the last one. I was like, oh, they don't have a Space Jam one. So yeah, I felt obligated to really go in and see what this was all about. It definitely reminds me of NBA Jam.
Cool.
And so I thought it was kind of funny. It's a disturbing lack of R. Kelly. It could have been like a dance game based off, I believe, Fly. So it could have been a completely different game with just the right tweaking. But, I thought that they got the little moment where he's stretching his arm out, and all the little monsters are trying to stop him from stretching his arm out, and stretch on, young stretcher. So yeah. I got 2 chuckles off of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I meant to go in and check that out after we discovered it, and there's so many games in so little time. I was like, oh, I'll come back and play that. Oh, I'll come back and play that. I never came back and played it.
But it was fun,
I'm still with all the jams going on, I keep coming back to this one. I love the premise of this. So there's still more in here I want to check out. So I guess this means it's my turn once again.
Yes, it is.
So Next on my list is Danny, inspired by The Shining.
The
And
Shining.
The Shining!
Do you want to get sued?
uh, what drew me to it originally was in the screen capture. It's like, man, they really nailed that ugly ass carpet from the hotel.
That's the important gameplay element, the key gameplay
It
element.
is. I mean, attention to detail. It's important. And then as I played it, at first I was like, oh, this thing's broken. A stupid hand. Freaking Tony coming and stealing everything if you get it. But once I got a feeling for it, I was like, I could do this. So
Did you do this?
I did. I did it.
So you actually did it.
And then I put it on my list.
Well, I couldn't beat it. That stupid hand, it just kept like making me angry. I was like, I've got three things that are mine. And no, I don't, not anymore. And so I just, I was like, I only have so much life left in my veins, especially after this cold. It's like I couldn't do it. I wanted to like it premise wise. I thought it was cool, and then they definitely nailed the carpet, like you said.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, I couldn't. But speaking of hard games to beat, next on my list was Interstellar Docking Scene. That is a game that I swore a lot through, trying to beat that thing, and it took a while. And when I actually did beat the thing, amazingly, I swore some more because I was so excited. I couldn't believe I did it. That game requires a high level of patience, and there's a lot of strategy involved because there's a lot of stuff going on. But graphically, it looked cool, and the music was really nice. I really enjoyed the music from it. But I was like so stressed out from trying to properly dock. I don't think I really paid that much attention to music. I'm just like, the beats are swept for me. I don't know if that was from the high grade fever or from the anticipation of trying to actually dock this stupid shit. But I found it rewarding, and you know what? The fact that it kept pulling me back again and again to see if I could complete the docking sequence, that's an element of good game design for me.
I completely agree. It was high on my list last time. I was in my honorable mentions, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
My next game is not really a game, but was very, very cool. Live at Devil's Tower, inspired by the ending of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the beep boop 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 beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. And it's just a series of switches and like knobs and stuff, and you go in and it's like almost like a musical toy. You can change the pitch of the tones and the cadence and everything, and as you click on and it like unlocks more little stuff. He's like, oh, then what does that do? And I actually might have spent more time just screwing around in Live at Devil's Tower than I did playing a lot of these games, because just every time a little new thing would come, I was like, oh, and I just kept wanting to tweak and tweak and tweak. Not to be confused with wanting to twerk and twerk and twerk, because no.
That's more of a Miley Cyrus thing.
Yeah.
The graphics were good on Devil's Tower, though. I like the pixel on it.
So that is my third.
So mine was Dreams for number 3. I thought it had some really interesting graphics. The visual style of the game looked just really well done. I thought it was an interesting representation of Harry Potter. And I mean, as I said, I was really taken back just by how well the graphics were done. I think that was one of the biggest appeals for me for that particular game.
What particular Harry Potter sequence or anything was it based on, or was it just kind of overall Harry Potter inspired?
It looked more related to especially like in the scenes where you're down below. It looks like the Chamber of Secrets. That's what it reminded me of. But they ran through a lot of woods, through a lot of books, so it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint one particular. As I said, I had a little bit of time to play it, and probably not as much as I felt I needed to, but I liked what the concept was trying to do.
Very cool. I will check that out. because I have to record the video to overlay.
You do.
So I will be playing all of yours.
Good.
So, yeah. You know what else is good? My number 4.
Okay.
Tweenie Scott. Actually, I believe when it started, it has a full title, and I forgot to write it down. Like Tweenie Scott and Mrs. Meat Pie or something.
Tweenie Scott, toilet paper for preteens.
That would have been a completely different game. The game as is, though, when I first played it, I really wanted to like it, and I couldn't figure it out, and I left a message to the guys like, look, could you at least on the page put some instructions, even if you can't put an in-game tutorial, to give a better idea of like what you need to do to advance to play the game. And I came back to it again for the second video, and I went in, and I actually didn't even look to see if you made a tutorial. I just started playing it some more and figured it out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I got it. Unfortunately, it's designed for 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
One person's playing Tweenie Scott, and the other one's playing Mrs. Meat Pie. I'm sorry, I forgot her character's name in the game. And so while he's over here, let me get in frame here. So he's over on this side of the screen. You have to like open the doors, let customers in, shave them, and everything. And simultaneously, you've got her over here, and you got to like roll the pie dough, and then get the meat, put it in the grinder, and then put the meat pie in, and seat customers. And so while that's going on, she'll run out of meat, and over here you have to occasionally kill your customer, and then cut them up,
As you often do.
and then give the meat over to her so she can make more meat pies.
That sounds quite involved.
It is, but once I got figured out, I was like, okay, I got this. It was really cool. Highly recommended.
I'll have to check it out.
The preteen toilet paper.
It's the fever, man. I'm telling you, this is where I'm coming up. That's actually me on a regular day.
No,
So speaking of number 4, Curious Fixation, an infinite runner. It was based off that awesome driving sequence from Mad Max Fury Road, where they're all driving through the wasteland with the tornadoes and everything. Really liked the graphics in it. Another one with great graphics. Simple, the guy said that he didn't get a chance to really put all the end conditions and everything, but it got the feeling of the scene across, I thought. And I just, I really liked the action scenes in Fury Road. I thought they were really intense and high octane. It did a nice job of conveying that, at least capturing that general sense, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to play that. I wanted to. I love Fury Road. It's probably top 10 favorite films if I was twist my arm.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I love that movie. So awesome. I will enjoy recording the video for that one. Alright, and that brings me to my number 5. Five. Tunnel Ambush. It was inspired by iRobot, the scene where how did I brain fart? Will Smith! How did I forget Will Smith? The scene where he's in the car and he's driving backwards in the mobile transport with all the robots are jumping out on the hood of his car, and he's crazy driving and shooting them and trying to get away from them. It's based on that scene, and so you're in the car and they're jumping out at you. I like the name of the company. It's called Goog Book, and the icon is the Facebook icon, but with a G in it.
Nice.
I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's a fun, short little experience. Swerving and shooting the things about halfway through the game, the perspective switches, and it gets harder because the controls of steering are reversed, and that the carriers It's
Mhm.
encroaching on you constantly. So it was very well done. It earned itself a spot in my top 5.
Nice. My last one was Zombie Mall, which was based off Dawn of the Dead. Fun top-down shooter. I really enjoyed it. There were a couple highlights for me. The music's like super jazzy. I felt like I was in the swank lounge, and I felt like I should be like having a nice cocktail in my hand, like carefully crafted from a mixologist or something like that. Um, I did find I think one of the other things I enjoyed about it was far less aggravating than the mall in Dead Rising. Did I ever tell you my Dead Rising story?
No. What
Where
happened in
like
Dead Rising?
this is the point where I had to stop playing, and I to this date I've never gone back to it. I'll keep it short because I'm derailing. I got this thing where I was rescuing three uh, survivors at once, but you had to go outside of the mall, and it was at night where all the zombies are ramped up and have that the stupid clowns and the bikers and everything.
Right.
But man, I fought everybody off, and I saved all three of these people because they kept dying in different areas. But man, I was doing good this time, and I made it back into the mall, and I could see the closet that I needed to go into to save everybody and get all the mad points. And one of my stupid survivors, the AI, they ran into the fountain, a fountain that probably would go up to your shin.
Right.
And he stayed in there and didn't get out, and the zombies ate him. And after all that work of getting there, um, I just was like, I'm done. I can't play it. So I did have the getting back to the Zombie Mall. I did get a feeling of I was like, oh god, I'm fighting zombies in a mall again, but I didn't have that sense of utter loathing that I did for Dead Rising. So good job in not conveying the feeling of Dead Rising, so I could actually enjoy Zombie Mall and the jazzy music, man. I was feeling that.
You have to pop it in next time you're sitting around in your smoking jacket and
Oh yeah,
cocktail and
be wearing my finest velour.
oh, yeah. So now on to our honorable mentions. My honorable
Yeah.
mention wasn't really a game, kind of like Devil's Tower wasn't really a game, but it was just so kind of fun to play with. It was my Dearest Devourer, which was an AR game for Android phones. So I had to,
Mm.
downloaded it and had it on my phone, and I was basically, you put it up and you hit the button and it floods the area you're looking at, and you hit the shark, and the shark is swimming around, so it's like swimming around the office, and you can uh, drop people in the water for the shark to antagonize, and
Mm.
it was just
Nice.
pretty cool little VR experience, watching not Jaws swim around and swimming around people's heads, made for fun photo ops.
Nice. You'll have to post some photos from that, I think.
Definitely, I'll probably won't be able to get very good footage from my phone, so I'll probably just do a couple of screenshots on screen here.
There you go. You can always post them on our social. Worst comes to worst.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention was High Ground Simulator, which was
Oh.
based off episode 3.
Mhm.
Um, I wanted to rank this one higher. I really liked. I thought it was interesting. I thought the graphics were good. Again, another good graphic game. I think the biggest selling point was the fact that they kept changing the name of Anakin to just infinitely silly names, which I thought was a selling point. The only thing that kind of like I just had trouble with, I couldn't figure out the hit detection, like when you're supposed to hit Anakin when he's coming over you. I just never figured that out, and it's like fortunately the names kept me going quite a while, but it was kind of like Interstellar docking scene. It was like I could only do it for so long, except Interstellar kind of made sense eventually once I figured out the elements. And it's like I tried swing early, I tried swing late, I tried button mashing. I just never got it, and unfortunately that was too bad because it looked like it had promise. I just think the hit detection needs some work.
Yeah. I felt the same way. It was almost my honorable mention, and at first I couldn't hit them at all. And then I got pretty good. You just have to hold down the mouse button and then swipe like a sword swipe,
Oh, okay.
and that's it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was not getting.
Yeah. So once I figured
Okay.
that out, I was like, okay, this is cool. But then was like, wait a minute, that wasn't the same name as before. They keep Anakin's name. It's just like basically, like if someone's making fun of someone and they keep saying their name wrong, it's kind of like that, and it just boop 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 constantly. It's like I gotta see what crazy crap.
Honokin and like a billion other names of it. Bobo Can or it was like funny.
So yeah, good choices.
Oh yes.
I look forward to playing yours.
Well, excellent. Well, those are our final choices for round 2 of Movie Game Jam. As I said, there were many games, and there were some really awesome ones. I'm hoping that this contest will continue next year, so we can continue talking about it again. Maybe we can go in together and work on a game design.
Oh, dude,
our game
definitely.
about Mommy Dearest will be excellent. No more wire hangers.
You got to get rid of all the wire hangers. You got to run around and make sure they're all gone before she shows up. Otherwise, you get beat with it.
No more. I think it pretty much explains itself.
That actually might work as a game. Run around, get all the hangers, but if there's any there, and when she shows up, she beats you with it. Game over.
No wire hanger!
Get whacking. That would be the subtitle. No more wire hangers. Get whacking. That could be a whole other game in itself. But we'll see how the ESRB rating goes on that. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Again, just really awesome games. You've done far more than I ever could. I really appreciate all the work and the sense of humor and just all the neat concepts of just taking like a simple scene from a movie and making it your own special thing. So very, very cool. And I enjoyed looking through all the ones. Even if we didn't mention it, we looked at a lot and just generally appreciate all the hard work put into it. So good job, you guys.
Keep on jamming.
Keep on jamming. And for this episode of Pixel Pals, this one draws to a close. And as always, it's all geek to us. And make sure you check out our other Pixel Pals episode, both previous and upcoming.
Yes.
Because we got stuff.
And we talk about it.
We do.
That's
kind of how these videos work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be us just like a video of us eating a salad or something, and no one's gonna. Well, I say no one's gonna watch that.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Bye.
Bye.